It looked like Satou Sabally, Aaliyah Boston, and Stephanie White was all under one roof. Something is definitely cooking up in Indy.
Did you see who Satou Sabally was hanging out with? The WNBA star was spotted with Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell at a game in Texas, and fans are going wild. Could this mean Sabally is joining the Indiana Fever? The basketball world is buzzing with speculation, and everyone's wondering what this meetup could mean for the future of the WNBA. Could this be the start of a new super team?
But the Fever, she would be an awesome and amazing fit as the stretch four on that roster.
The Indiana Fever recently traded Tammy Fagman-Lee to the Golden State Valkyries in the expansion draft, a strategic move that freed up significant cap space. This gives the Fever a great opportunity to reshape their roster and invest in promising young talent.
Because if you want to keep Kelsey Mitchell and offer her to Supermax, and you want to bring in a Satou, you have to get rid of Tammy.
The Fever are focused on adding a game changer as free agency begins in January. All eyes are on Satou Sabally, a two-time WNBA All-Star and 2023 All-WNBA first-team selection. With stats like 17.9 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.0 assists, and 1.3 steals per game, Sabally has the potential to elevate the Fever to the next level, supporting stars like Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston.
She is arguably the best free agent available. Honestly, no, she is the best realistic free agent available.
Here's the thing. Satou Sabally is still with the Dallas Wings. She's a free agent, yes, but for now, she's still on their roster. So why all the buzz? It's because Kelly Kopp and Stephanie White aren't the types to wait for things to fall into place. They're making bold moves. And their recent trip to Texas, that's a major power play.
We're looking at a 3 to 5 year plan ahead. And part of that is, every position, from coaching to throughout the organization, and really setting us up in a way that's going to shepherd us through this next decade or so.
Remember when LeBron James announced he was taking his talents to South Beach? That was huge, right? Well, this could be even bigger for the WNBA. Sabally joining the Fever could completely change the league's landscape. Fans are going wild, and social media is buzzing with Satou the Indy posts. The hype is off the charts, with everyone talking about what this move could mean for the Fever and the WNBA as a whole. And guess what? Sabally has been liking those posts, fueling the excitement even more.
She is just constantly liking posts. She's constantly liking posts about going to Indiana. She's not liking any posts about the Chicago Sky. There are equally as many people, Sky fans, commenting, go to Chicago. Go to Chicago. And she's not doing that. She's only going to Indiana. She's not going to be going to... she's only going to Indiana. She's only liking posts about going to Indiana.
You might be wondering how Sabally fits into the Fever's style. She's a versatile forward who can score inside or from long range. Pairing her with Caitlin Clark's shooting and Aaliyah Boston's inside presence could create a trio that's a nightmare for any team.
You can see, look, she's a unicorn. She is a 6'4" lefty ball handler who can score at 3 levels at times and can slash and attack the basket well.
But Sabally isn't just an offensive threat. She's a strong defender too. With her length and quickness, she can guard multiple positions. That versatility is exactly what the Fever need to improve their defense.
Nice job by Sabally with the block. Rejection.
And let's not forget her passing. Sabally has shown she can make smart decisions with the ball, creating more opportunities for her teammates. In the Fever's system, that could lead to more open shots for Mitchell and easier buckets for Boston.
Just kind of gets it. No, pure confidence. No hesitation. That's just the way how quick her trigger is.
But hold on, we're just getting started. This meetup in Texas is only the beginning. The next few weeks will be crucial for the Fever of Sabally and the entire WNBA. Big moves are about to happen, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. The drama in the WNBA just hit a whole new level. A basketball game in Texas turned into the hottest topic in women's basketball because 3 key players in this free agency saga, Sabally, Stephanie White, and Aaliyah Boston, were all in the same place at the same time. It might sound normal, but this meetup set the WNBA world on fire.
Satou Sabally, Aaliyah Boston, and Stephanie White been under one roof at one time. That is spooky in itself.
Here's where it gets interesting. Sabally wasn't just at the game. She was spotted hanging out with Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell, looking like they were already teammates. But there's more to the story.
Arike Ogumawale was definitely at this game as well. And guess who was far, far, far away from her? Satou Sabally.
Did you catch that? Sabally's Dallas Wings teammate, Arike Ogumawale, was at the same game. But guess what? They weren't anywhere near each other. Two teammates at the same event, and they weren't even hanging out. That's when people started to wonder, is there trouble in paradise? Social media detectives noticed something big.
Now, upon my investigation, I noticed that Enrique is not following Satou Sabally on any damn social media platform.
It seems there's tension. Sabally and Ogumawale aren't following each other on social media anymore. In today's world, unfollowing is a big deal, especially for two star players on the same team.
Media platforms. Could this be a signal of the end of the Dallas Wings with Satou? Possibly.
This isn't just about Sabally potentially leaving the Wings, it's about team chemistry breaking down. Is that why Sabally is considering other options? Could the Fever be offering her a fresh start?
So, what is likely to happen is I think Satou wants out of Dallas. I think Satou Sabally wants to be gone.
Let's talk about the Fever for a moment. Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell being there was a statement. It was the Fever saying, "We want you, Satou. We're ready to build something special." So, what does all this mean? The next few weeks are going to be wild. We're talking potential trades that could change everything, not just for Indiana and Dallas, but for the whole league.
But the Fever, she would be an awesome and amazing fit as the stretch four on that roster.
One thing's for sure, this Texas meetup wasn't just a friendly get-together. It was the opening move in what's shaping up to be the most dramatic free agency period that WNBA has ever seen, and we're all here for it.
Their cap table, it seems like they do have the room to make a big-time acquisition. Kelsey Mitchell is going to get a max deal. That's going to be priority number one. But then they have to bolster the rest of the roster.
The free agency saga is heating up. The Fever seem to have the upper hand, but the Dallas Wings aren't backing down. They have a secret weapon, the core designation, which gives them exclusive negotiating rights with Sabally. December 31st is the key date when her contract expires, and the Fever are ready to act fast.
And players, as we get prepared for the expansion draft, but the Dallas Wings can core Satou Sabally.
So why wouldn't Dallas use the core designation? They have to decide if Sabally is worth potentially disrupting their salary cap, especially with other stars on the team. On the other hand, the Fever have plenty of cap space and can offer Sabally a deal that might be tough for the Wings to match, even with the core designation.
Players question, so are they saying that she would have had to have been a free agent last season and court?
There's more. Kelsey Mitchell's contract is expiring too, so the Fever need to balance keeping her happy while chasing Sabally. The real question is what's stopping Dallas from keeping Sabally? It could be team chemistry and future plans. After that Texas meetup and the social media drama, the relationship between Sabally and the Wings may already be strained.
And it looked like Kelsey Mitchell is definitely on her way to being cored by the Indiana Fever.
The next few weeks will be intense with daily updates, cryptic posts, and surprises. Will the Wings use their core designation? Can the Fever's cap space land Sabally? And what about Mitchell? This free agency period could change the WNBA. Don't miss a moment. The clock is ticking.
Because it's time for the Fever to compete for a championship, and Sabally would be a huge piece for that.
The WNBA could be on the brink of a game-changing moment. Sabally to the Fever would shake up the entire league. But who will feel the biggest impact? Imagine Sabally, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston all playing together on the same team. It would be a nightmare for other teams to defend. But it's not just about the Fever getting stronger. The Dallas Wings would lose a key player in Sabally, a game changer who's vital to their success. Do you really think they'll let that happen without a fight?
And Sabally's almost the ideal perfect fit for Indiana. She was 18 points a game last year, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists. She's actually a pretty good playmaker, especially for her size, a good shooter for her size, more of a spot-up shooter than anything else, but a versatile offensive player in that regard.
The entire league is watching closely. A move like this forces other teams to step up, shifting the competitive balance in the WNBA. With Sabally, Mitchell, and Boston, the Fever could become a serious contender. Sabally's versatility, Mitchell's scoring, and Boston's inside dominance would would create a nightmare for opposing teams. Could this move make the Fever championship contenders? It's possible. We've seen teams dominate in the WNBA after stacking their roster with multiple All-Stars. This could be the start of something special for Indiana, but only time will reveal the true impact.
Good activity in a sense of where to be, how to feel herself out on the floor. She knows how to play basketball, right? And that's one of the things I think the Fever are going to build their identity around. One is Clark and speed and pace and players who can play at her pace and play off of her. Clearly, that's been a defined goal for them. The other is smart basketball players, and those go hand in hand. Players that can read and react, because that's basically how Clark is going to want to play.
This move isn't just about on-court performance. It changes how the Fever are perceived. If Sabally joins forces with Mitchell and Boston, the team becomes a serious contender. Analysts are already excited about the potential dominance of this trio. The next few weeks are key, and the WNBA is about to get even more exciting. With all eyes on the Fever, this could be a game changer for the league. Stay tuned.
Stars. They've got stars already on the roster. So when you indicate that core group of players, and then you have a chance with a blank slate and new management to paint the canvas as you wish, that's pretty exciting. And there is no reason, whether it's Sabally or a group of other players or whatever moves that they make, there is no reason that the Indiana Fever do not have a championship contending team.
Exactly. The next few weeks are going to be a thrilling ride. The Wings still have the option to use the core designation on Sabally, and other teams could make surprise moves.
And Sabally's almost the ideal perfect fit for Indiana. She was 18 points a game last year, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists. She's actually a pretty good playmaker, especially for her size, a good shooter for her size, more of a spot-up shooter than anything else, but a versatile offensive player in that regard.
Regardless of where Sabally lands, this free agency period will be one to remember. The WNBA is about to experience some major shifts, and every decision will have ripple effects across the league. Buckle up, things are about to get wild.